Hello everybody, this is Corey Finney from Exalted Dirt, and today I wanted to share something that Rob and I have been working on. So if you haven't seen these before, I'm going to show you short clips of a couple of videos that I've posted. One is a studio recording, if you will. It was a little video that was shot in Rob's practice studio of us performing Power and Majesty. And then after that, I'm going to show you a short clip of the latest thing that I uploaded. It's a concert recording that was shot in 2023 of us performing this same thing. Watching the full YouTube video, you can see that the guy on the left hand is Rob and I'm standing on the right. Alright, so Power and Majesty is an instrumental that he composed. It really features mostly a bunch of lead patterns set to some somewhat simple stuff. There's some odd 9-beat stuff that gets thrown in there in a few places. But for the most part, it's kind of simple stuff. Alright, there you have it, a couple clips of us doing Power and Majesty. Now Rob actually said to me somewhere along the line that he wanted to include a narration from the King's passage about Elijah in the cave. After he had had the big showdown with the prophets of Baal, and then Jezebel threatened his life, and he ran off into the wilderness. So I used a little bit of poetic license here to make something that flowed well, but also I wanted to be faithful to the original Hebrew text, I suppose, what it meant. Because there are a lot of there are at least a few translations that take some pretty dubious approaches to the wording of certain passages. I'm going to just say it, the message is pretty bad in a lot of places. So Rob and I discussed how to word this. I prefer to use the divine name. I'll often write it out as the all caps YHWH, but most commonly in the music and stuff I'll pronounce it Jehovah, but he wanted me to use the Adonai that's commonly used in English translations. And when I say that, I mean that most English translations use, in the Old Testament passages, Lord in all caps. in a similar fashion to how Hebrew speaking people, when they read the text, they will say Adonai or Hashem instead of pronouncing the actual divine name. So he wanted to go with the whole Adonai thing, which is fine. So now I'm going to show you the project that I have in Ableton Live of this song, if you will. It's not really much of a song, but this composition. I'm going to show you the part where it leads into there's the big drop-off, where if people have heard this thing before, they know that it just goes into a soft guitar solo and slowly builds in intensity. But instead of that, we decided, or he wanted to rather, put this narration in there. And I'm not really that fond of my voice, but I was trying to make it sound somewhat dramatic, if you will. So here you go. Go out from the cave and stand upon the mountain before Adonai. Then behold, as Adonai passed by, a great violent wind ripped across the mountains, breaking the rocks in pieces. But Adonai was not in the wind, and following the storm there was an earthquake. But Adonai was not in the rumbling or shaking. A fire then followed the earthquake, but Adonai was not in the flame or in its heat. Then, after the fire, there was a soft and gentle voice. So it was that when Elijah heard it, he wrapped his face in his mantle and went out to the mouth of the cave. So anybody listening to this can tell that there's no lead guitar parts anywhere in this. I just play the rhythm parts, and the lead is something that he plays. So there's that. I do all the programming, so all the bass and the drums and the synth and such, that's all stuff that I program. And we play to these backing tracks that we run through an iPad using GarageBand. I don't really like iPads, but this is the way that he wanted to go, so that's how we're doing it. It's not really a big deal. I'm just ranting, I suppose, a little bit. So anyway, there you have it. This is going to be the way that the studio recording that we're working on, we're slowly chipping away at making an album. So you can hear what the studio recording is going to sound like. And also when we perform this live, just the two of us, I'm going to be speaking that narration part. Alrighty then, so I guess the only thing to make mention of here is that I'm seeking out a decent, cheap electronic drum set that we can use at these Praise in the Park events. Things have just happened over the years, and certain things that were available to me are not anymore. I just like to have something that I can have on hand, that I can take out to the events that we do, set up for guest musicians that are coming out there, so they don't have to deal with setting up their own stuff. If they want to bring their own drum kits, that's fine, but I'd like to have something there for some of these individuals that come out to play. So please, if anybody knows of somebody that wants to get rid of a, you know, a decent but inexpensive electronic drum set, please, 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 we will gladly welcome that. So I believe I can, here, I'll show you my address if anybody wants to send that to us. And also, I have a QR code for donations for anybody that wishes to donate to A Praise in the Park to help finance this thing, because it's not cheap. It really isn't. It's not terribly expensive, but we have to pay a sound guy, and then some of the bands that come from, you know, not terribly far away, but they have some fairly long drives from different parts of Ohio to come out here to Orville. And not only that, but we are spreading out, or have spread out rather, to other locations and dates in Ohio, in different places in Ohio. So anything you can do to help out, and because we host these events for free, we don't charge any sort of tickets, or we don't sell tickets or anything like that. We don't have an entrance fee, because we're just doing this stuff out in the public where people can come and go and as they please. A lot of people come and stay for the day, and some people will come for portions of it. But anyway, here, scan this QR code, and I appreciate any help that I can receive. And while I'm on this subject of helping out, you know, Exalted Dirt at this point in time is just me and Rob. I do the electric guitar and vocals, and he plays the electric. But, you know, we've seen a number of musicians come and go. I've seen. Rob and I took different paths, and then our paths converged in 2021. So, and even just the two of us, we saw a number of individuals come and go. So please, if you'd like to be a part of this, I live in Orville, Ohio, but Rob lives in Kent, Ohio, and that's where we do our practicing, at his house. So Kent, Ohio, we get together on Saturdays, usually around noon or so, I guess, maybe 11. That might be changing because he's gone to third shift, and there might be some, I don't know, we'll see. We have yet to get together at this point in time that I'm making this video. Should be before too long that we'll be getting together. But you know, a bass player, I'd love to have a bass player, somebody to play drums, somebody to play keyboard, or even if you're somebody that plays some things that are not really considered normal to heavy metal, like if you play the violin or cello or something like that, flute, you know, I'd love to have anybody like that wants to do this. We're not a touring group. We set up these events, and occasionally, over the few years that I've been doing this, several years now, Exalted Dirt will get invited to play somewhere at a church or an event somewhere. But we don't do a lot of touring. We'll just play a small number of concerts a year and then be done with it. Because we have jobs, and we don't make a lot of money off of this. Don't make any money off of it, for that matter. So, I guess that's all that I have to say. And I want to say thank you for listening, and hope you enjoy the content. I'm going to try to continue to do more of this stuff, to make more of an online presence for Exalted Dirt. Not just for the music that I make and that Rob and I are doing, but also you're going to see some other creative stuff, like video game projects that I'm working on, video game music that I'm working on for people, things like that, artwork. I'm kind of a Renaissance man, but I'm stuck going to work because none of this stuff makes me money. So hey, if you want to send me money, you want to pay me a salary to do stuff like this so I can stay home, that'd be great too. All right, so anyway, enough rambling. I'm gonna be on my way, and you all have a good day, evening, whatever time it happens to be when you watch this.